Welcome, everyone. For me, it's good morning, but for my guests, it's going to be good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show, and we are continuing talking to all the co-authors of Unshakable Faith Anthology book. But today we are very, very grateful because we are going to have the visionary of this amazing book, and I hope that you get the opportunity to ask her questions about the book, because it's going to be phenomenal. It's just few days away of we are just few days away of releasing this amazing book, and to read our stories and to read our stories of faith, and in the process making sure that you also understand the place that faith can have in your life if you've not already discovered it. So just to give you a little bit of a little bit of introduction. So like I said, we're going to talk about Unshakable Faith. The new book is coming out on June 22nd, and today I'm actually talking to the visionary, Allison Daniels. She's an author. She's been helping people put out their story out there. So she has a publishing company, and she'll talk a little bit about her company and how she's helping author to birth their books, and make sure that they get their message out, and you can actually be the next person to work with her and get your message out. So just a little bit about Allison. Just like I said, she's a visionary of this book that we're going to talk about. She's an international best-selling author and award-winning publisher, and she serves professional speakers and experts to magnify and monetize their story. And that's the part that I was magnify and monetize your story by publishing quality books. And she has 15 years of experience doing this work, and she is inspiring. So I hope that you'll get the opportunity to talk to her. If you're here, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if you have a question. She is here with me for an hour of greatness. So don't get anywhere. We will start, and I will bring Allison right now to have an amazing conversation, to know about the whereabouts of Unshakable Faith book, and the message that we're trying to send to the world. So don't go anywhere. I'm bringing Allison now. Another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show, the show that is brought to you by the Birai Telekima Global Leadership Organization.
Real is important is if you just look at the word compassion, when it's behavior, it's something that can be learned, and it is something that we can embody through habits and through our daily actions.
To get this idea that if we interject this wisdom intentionally, I call them needle movers. It's the needle mover that's missing.
Don't deprive the world of your greatness. Please. Don't do that anymore. Dare to excel, dare to be sexy, dare to be you, dare to be the best version of yourself. Impact yourself positively, and from there impact others, and you are not alone.
So welcome to the Greatness Engineering Hour show, Allison. Welcome for the second time, I think, but today is a special day because we are going to talk about the upcoming anthology book called Unshakable Faith. A book that is actually calling us to redefine ourselves and to rebuild ourselves. And building on our faith. And I really want the whoever is watching to really have something to write on, because there's so much that we're going to unpack today. But before we get to this to this stage, I just want you to introduce yourself or reintroduce yourself to the audience and let us know who you are and all the key important things that you want to share with us today.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's such a blessing, such an honor. So again, my name is Allison G. Daniels. I am an international best-selling author, 5-time international best-selling author who has written over 31 plus books. I am the co-author of 15 books. I am a mom, a wife. I am the CEO and founder of AGD Publishing Services. I am also a minister and a book writing coach. And outside of all of that, I have a 9 to 5. So I wear a lot of hats, but my passion is definitely writing and leading others to be able to tell their story.
Fantastic. And I know, I've seen, all the books that you've helped, birth, and how, this passion that you have to help people to tell their stories and to
Yes.
go out, and bring their message. So one of the things that I wanted to ask you, what is, what led you to, because you're the visionary of Unshakable Faith, and I'm also one of the co-authors. So what led you to this, this new book, what is what is behind that, and how did you bring us together?
Okay, so one of the things that I always tell people is that being a visionary author, it's a God-given gift. And so when this was when God brought this to me, I kept thinking, wait a minute, I just did Empowered to Win. He said, yes, empowered to win, but now we have to let them know that their faith is unshakable. They've been empowered, but let them know it's because of their unshakable faith. And so the vision behind it is just bringing others together that will know that no matter what they have gone through, no matter what the challenges were, it was their unshakable faith that has carried them thus far. And so I'm excited because, including myself, there are 15 authors that are on this book. And as we move forward with telling our stories, we're just, looking for a great outcome with the book.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's important, because we're really getting personal into this book, telling our stories of triumph and how God has been you know carrying us through this journey for us to become this diamond that you see. Because just like diamond, it was rough at the beginning. We've been through a lot of processes, and through this process, the faith that we have in God has been the one carrying us and making sure that we get polished and get now ready to share our story and to help other people to grow their faith, and understand how it is important to have this strong faith if they want to be successful, and get to live the life that they want to live. So I mean, one thing that I think you've alluded to it already. It's just the purpose of the mission of this book and the message that the key message. Obviously, there's, like you said, 15 co-authors, but what is the main message that you want the reader to get from all those 15 stories that are shared in the book?
Yes. So throughout the book, there are 3 points that we all are, focused in on. And it's the 3 R's. I call it the 3 R's because it is. And the first one is to redirect your emotions. And the reason why I was blessed to have redirect is because a lot of times we're focusing our emotions on the negative things and not so much on what God is specifically calling us to do. So we have to get to a place where we redirect our emotions and don't allow our emotions to be all over the place. And then the second one is redefine who God says you are, not who the world said you are, not what the labels that were placed on you, not what someone thought you should be, but who does God say that you are? And then the third one is renew you. It's okay for you to begin again. It's okay for you to start back over. No matter where you are in life, you can begin again. You just have to give yourself permission to be able to move back, to move on, and to carry on. So there's 3 points that we're going to be sharing throughout the book so that our readers and even our listening audience will be able to grasp something that pertains to them in these stories of faith.
Fantastic. And this is powerful. This is powerful. Like you said, when something happened to us, especially something that we can't handle, we straight away become very negative. And it's important to understand that there is a blessing behind it, and really redirect our attention on what is the blessing behind this obstacle, behind this challenge, behind all the whole that we have to go through, and redefine ourselves, because it's a new data point in our life, it's a new journey, it's new. So how do we redefine ourselves using this new data that is available to us? And it helps us to become a new person, to renew ourselves, and become a blessing, in a way, a blessing to not only ourselves, but a blessing to the world as well. So let's just have a short break and see who are the contributor of this amazing book. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes. So yes, we have your Unshakable Faith is coming out just like, you saw 15 women, 15 women with their story of triumph, of faith. And I hope you'll get the opportunity to actually accompany us in this journey by getting your copy when it's out. The book is coming out at before the end of the month, which is the 21st of June. And today I'm talking to the visionary. So fantastic, fantastic. We are back with Allison. And I want to be a little bit more personal here, Allison, asking you, in your journey, and I know that already a long time, your journey, your faith, and your journey with God. So what was really the breakthrough, and when did you realize, that this unshakable faith was really part of the journey, your mission, and your purpose in life?
That's a great question, because I've had some things go on even with the last 3 anthologies. But when I really look back over my life and saw how God strategically brought me through all of that, it was because of, my unshakable faith and my trust and belief in God. And so, again, some people know my story. My mom took sick in 2014, and God blessed her, healed her. And then early part of last year, something else happened. And so we were back at it again with the doctors. But the more you trust God and the more you seek God, the more you'll see how God work things out in your favor. And so that's where I believe unshakable faith was birthed from, was me being able to, hold on to God's unchanging word, knowing that he would bring us through. And so unshakable faith was birthed through, my journey of things that I have gone through in my lifetime, and even in this season, and to know that I'm still making a difference regardless of what's going on behind the scenes.
And that's, and that's what faith is all about, because you are really down in, you face a situation, you don't really think, you don't have the answer, but yet you really think that it's gonna be okay. And you continue to trust, to trust God. You continue to get going, because, like, a lot of people say, if you go through hell, just keep going, and have faith that at the end of the tunnel there is light. And this light is always coming. You just have to keep going. So, I mean, what do you how do you see this message coming out? Because obviously, we go through very challenging times. There's been the pandemic for 2-3 years now going on, and then there's an economic crisis going on. So how do you think this book will be able to go into all the families and help them in a way to get out of this turbulent, uncertain, and very volatile time? How do you think it's gonna help?
I really believe that it's going to help, because I've read through each co-author's story, and I just believe that someone is going to be healed, someone is going to be delivered, and someone is going to be set free. There's going to be a story that pertains to their situation, to let them know that this is not the time for them to give up, and this is not the time for them to give in, but that they can make it, and they can go on, and they can begin again. And so even in this season, because it's like a trying season, I still believe that people are going to come through. They're going to come forth. And when they come forth, they're going to be stronger than ever. But they have to really, really key in and focus in on God more than ever. And this pandemic, if it didn't do anything, it should have brought you closer to God. If this pandemic didn't do anything with what you're going through, you should have a deeper relationship with God. Your prayer life should be at its highest, if not heightened, you know, you should be able to grasp who God says you are among everything else that's going on. So I'm just praying that this book and the stories that are in here will deliver someone and will help someone along their journey to not give up.
Fantastic. And that's what it's all about, because the 15, offer are different. They have a different journey. So there is a high chance that you find, your match, and see, somebody that you can relate to, somebody that you can actually learn from, because it's not just one story. It's about 15 stories of triumph, 15 story of unshakable faith. And I know that your story, one of the offer is your story. So it is important that you realize that. It is important that you look at this book as a mirror for you to look into, and then get the feedback on how you can continue your journey successfully. And one of the things that I really wanted to ask you, because you've been doing this work for a long time, and I just want to ask you how do you come up to bring people, the right people together, so that it align with your vision, and it aligns message that you want to send to the world?
Well, I will tell you, the first thing that I do is pray. So even when God blesses me with the title of the anthology, I also seek God to bring the people that He would have to be on the anthology, because not everyone that I think should be on the anthology will be on the anthology. And so that's where God comes in at and strategically put things in place. And the only reason why I say that is because I did have on the second book, I did have a young lady that should have been on the book, or she wanted to be on the book. But as time went on, something just wasn't, I always say wasn't adding up, just wasn't right. And so when that happens, I have to continue to go back and seek God. And see, when I seek God, God lets me know that this isn't the time. And I have to be bold enough to be able to let you know that, this anthology just may not be a fit for you right now. It doesn't mean that you can't write. It doesn't mean that you don't have a story to tell. It doesn't mean that your story doesn't matter. It's just that when God speaks to me, I can't be afraid to tell you that this isn't the time. And especially after I read the stories and realize that it just doesn't line up with the vision that He gave me. And so once I get all the people in place that I believe that God has placed on the book, then that's when I start kind of putting things in order. What platforms do you want us to be on? Who do I need to contact? What magazines do you would like for us to be on? So it's not so much that because I know the different magazines, or because I know the different people that have their own podcasts, that I'm just pushing my co-authors to. I'm actually seeking God on which platform He wants that set of co-authors to be on. And not so much just pushing it out because it's something to do. Because I believe that our story has weight to it. And I believe that it has substance to it. So it can't be something that I'm just wanting to have co-authors on my book. I want to have co-authors on the book that are ready to make a difference and ready to make an impact. And that when they make an impact, it's because they want to change the lives of hurting people all over the world. And it may just be that you only touch one person. Well, if you only touch one person, one is enough, because that means you have done what God has called you to do. So I want to make sure that the authors are, really, serious about sharing their story and serious about seeing people healed, because if your story healed you and brought you through, then my prayer is that it'll do the same for the next person that reads the story. So it's really strategically lined up by God.
And that's what, that's really what I like, being part of this anthology. Is really, it's real. It's about real people. It's about real stories. Like you said, it's not just about, lining up, some offer and then selling it to the world. It's a process. It's a message. It's really about changing people's life.
Yes.
And giving them a blueprint, a personal blueprint that can actually help them avoid making the mistake that we went through and the order that we went through. So to make their journey easier and to make their journey stronger in a way. So that's what we need to remember with this anthology. It is for you. It is your story. Yes, we are the people writing the stories, but your story is also part of it. And get to see in the mirror when you read the book, when it comes out, to read and see yourself in the mirror and take the learning from there to expand yourself and to go to the next level of your greatness, because we're talking about greatness here. So to help you to become the best version of yourself. But to do that, you need God working with you hand to hand. So we're gonna have another break, and we'll be back with Allison to talk a little bit more about Unshakable Faith and what it means for her and for the offer that are part of this anthology. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in few minutes. So we are back. We are back with Allison. Allison is the visionary of the upcoming book, Unshakable Faith. And it's about, redirecting, redefining yourself and renewing yourself. And I know that you're going to find your story into this book. And so that's why, I'm asking you, Allison, so what's next? The book is, about to come out. I'm really excited about it. So what's next? How, when is it going to come out? What's planned for the launch? And, how is it going to all go out so that we get, people to connect and to know exactly how they can get their copy and how they can find their story?
Thank you so much for asking that. So the book will be out, we know, on June the 23rd, and that will be our Amazon best-selling campaign on that day. Also, we're going to have several, looking to have a summit. We're also looking to do a book signing coming up. The way that they can get in touch with me or any of the co-authors, right now, you can just go to my website at www.agdpublishing.com, and that's agdpublishing.com. But there are so many different things that we have leading up to that, because we also have an interview on Saturday. We also have 2 interviews next week, and then 2 the following week. So as we are constantly getting closer to the book launch, there will just be a lot of different things that have already put in place for us, for you to be able to stay in contact with each and every one of the authors. And they'll be giving out, their information and letting you know where you can purchase the book from them and their website. But right now, until June the 23rd, we'll continue to advertise. But then on June the 23rd, we know that everything will be running through the website and through Amazon.com.
And that's so it's gonna come out there. We're continuing to let you know all, to give you all the information that are necessary for you to not miss this book, because like I said, your story is in this book. It is gonna be your mirror. In all the 15 stories that are shared, you have somebody that actually that went through the same thing that you're going through right now. So don't miss the opportunity to get those tools, those strategies, to become very faithful and have an unshakable faith, whatever it's happening in your life, whatever it's coming out into to try to block your greatness, to try to block your you fulfilling your mission here. So don't hesitate. Like Allison was saying, there's going to be a lot of activities, and you can connect with any of us, with Allison, with myself, and with the different co-author that I bring here on my platform, and make sure you know what's going on and make sure you connect with us. And it's a journey. I think we're starting a journey here. We're starting a movement in a way, and we really want you in this movement. We really want to help you to step into into your power, step into your power, and step into your greatness, like I said, to become the best version of yourself. So I mean, Allison, like I always admire the work that you do, and you've been doing so much, helping experts sometime, or people who don't know how to come across in the world and tell their story and monetize their story. So what helps? What is your and I'm going to talk about legacy here. What is the legacy that you are working toward? Because this is massive, helping people bring their message, and it's just so powerful, and it brings so much value, not only to those people but to the world. So what's your legacy in going through this process?
One of the legacies is to be able to leave a legacy behind for my daughters to be able to carry on. And one way that I do that, or carry on with the writing, and one way that I do that is I offer a 30-day Write to Finish book writing program. And that's where I help seasoned and inspiring authors or writers that want to write their book, but just don't know where to start, don't know where to begin. So that's one of the things that I actually offer. And then I am a publisher. So I am also available to help get your book out there in print. Publish your book. And one of the slogans that I'm always using is, this is a time for you to write your story, share your story, and publish your story, because we all have a story down on the inside. So the legacy is being able to leave your story behind so that someone else can read your story and be able to carry on past that point. And the legacy of, writing your story, sharing it, and publishing it and getting it into print, because you can write your story and you can share your story, but you never get it out into print. And the value of having a book is one of the greatest, gifts that you could leave, is your own story, and not allow someone else to tell your story for you.
And I like that, because having our stories printed, it's important. And we've seen, especially for me with my background, in coming from an African background where everything was just about sharing, orally, not writing it down. Some of the stories and some of the stories of our grandparents, of our great grandparents, are completely lost because we didn't put it on print. And we see people now writing our story, and it's not the real story. So we really, the importance of having our story written up, it's very important. Don't underestimate it. It's a process that is so if you have a story, please talk to that you don't know how to bring out, just talk to Allison. She'll be able to help you to get your story out, and make sure that it becomes something that is a lifetime learning for everyone. So we have some, we have some comments here. So hey, sis Rhonda is tuning in from Texas. So Rhonda, thank you for being here. So she's saying fabulous. Yes, fabulous. We want you to get your copy. You will be amazed by the different stories of all the authors. And Suzette have been one of my guests here on the Greatness Engineering Hour show, and she really likes the fact that it's a movement to become the best version of yourself. And she loves that. Yes, it's about greatness. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, because you, as you know, Suzette, it always, we are children of God, and we have this status of royalty, queens and king. And we can only become the best version of ourselves while leaning on his faith and leaning on the power that is has put into us. So that's a very important thing to say. So we're gonna have our last break, and we will be back with Allison, to a message to you, who, the listeners, the audience, the key message that she wants to leave us with today. So let's have our last break, and we will be back with Allison in a few minutes. So we are going strong. As you can see, the Greatness Engineering Hour, which started 3 years ago, and we're still going. This is episode 178, and we have had 220, the 223rd guest that I had on this platform. So I'm really happy to be where we are and changing life. And that's what we're talking
Yes.
about here with, with Unshakable Faith. We are about, we are in it to change life. We are in it to make sure people understand that they are limitless. They have a gift that is, been put into them. They have greatness inside of them, and it's time to unleash this greatness. And I know that this book will help you to do that. So Allison, what is your message to, to us before we leave this platform? What is the message that you want to leave the audience with? Because we really need, something strong that will carry us, as we go along and get, acquainted to the author and the stories of this book.
Yes. So thank you again. So one of the things I want to leave with the listening audience is don't allow your faith to be shaken because of what you have gone through. You still have hope, and you should still have the faith that God will deliver you, and he will direct you and show you the path that you need to take. Again, the 3 R's is redirect your mind. It's a mind thing. Redirect your emotions, redirect how things are going, and look at it from God's point of view, and then redefine who God says you are. The more you start redefining who God says you are, the less you will depend on someone else's approval or someone else's opinion of you. And then renew you. Like I said before, it's okay for you to begin again. We can't get stuck because we're 40, 50, and 60 years old and we think that, this is it. Let me tell you, greatness is still down on the inside, and greatness still has a chance to be birthed. But you just have to believe that you have that unshakable faith that will carry you to your next chapter, and that will carry you to your journey of where you have been called to go, that assignment on your life. Don't take the assignment on your life for granted, because the more you walk in it, the more you'll see what God is calling you to do. If I had given up from 1994 of writing my first book till now, I wouldn't be able to see the fruits of my labor like I'm seeing them now. So it was that unshakable faith that you have to have that's going to be able to carry you on, and that's going to be able to keep you.
Wow, 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 wow. I can't, what a way to finish, what a message to start the day for me, and what a message to finish the day for whoever is in the US and the people who are going to wake up today in Africa and in Europe. The message is strong. So don't allow your faith to be shaken because of what you've gone through.
Yes.
There's still hope. This greatness is still inside of you. This gift is still inside of you. So just redirect, redirect what you're going through, redefine yourself and renew yourself to, continue the journey of becoming the best version of yourself. Continue this journey of what I call engineering greatness wherever it matters and wherever it's important, because you are important. You woke up this morning, you are important. There's a gift that you have that, you can use to help people, to help yourself, not only to help people, and to help, your community, your country, whatever it is, whatever the target that you're going after. So it's important that you get very, 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 very confident in your faith, very confident that this gift will help you to become the best version of yourself and help you to go to the next level of your greatness. So just before we leave, I see that we have new people in the room. So, hey, Kingdom Sister Rosalind, thank you for being here. Congratulations, blessing. And again, our sister and co-author, Suzette, she's also share a story and on this platform. And I have Brenda. Brenda is here in Australia, in Melbourne, and she's been one of my guests the last, I think it's been 3 weeks now. So she really resonates with the message that you said. Don't allow your faith to be shaken because of what you've gone through. So that's really important. And she loves the redirect, redefine, and renew. Yes, we love it. And Brenda, just like myself, work in a male-dominated environment. So those questions always come, and you challenge all the time. So I think it's going to be a good book to just look into and get some of some of the inspiration and the guidance to be able to redirect the challenges and the obstacle that we go through. So before we leave, Allison, just want to know, how do how can people connect with you? Mostly because I think that it is important that they connect with you, especially for to get the story out and to get the story printed. That is very, very important. So whoever is listening today who doesn't know how to get the story out, how to get the story printed, please make sure you take note on how to connect with Allison.
Thank you so much. So I am on all social medias, but you can get in contact with me at agdpublishing.com. Again, that's agdpublishing.com. And again, my name is Allison G. Daniels, and I am on all social medias, Allison G. Daniels, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. I've been blessed to be on a lot of different platforms. So agdpublishing.com, which is really my initials, AGD. So all God's doing.
Yeah.
So that's it. All God's doing.
It is doing. He is
Yes.
doing a lot, glory to him.
Yes.
And thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your inspiration, and thank you for your vision, because I think we are here because of the vision that you had, and this vision of, bringing us together to talk about our stories, to talk about our low time in our life, to talk about how we went from being broken and completely helpless to becoming the strong, woman that we are right now, and being able to redirect, all this, negativity, all this, this, strong and very, painful past that we had, redefine ourselves and renew ourselves to become the diamond that we wanted to become, and to become the best version of ourselves. And
Yes.
I can't, I don't know how to thank you for that. That's just amazing to have been able to come up with that and bring us all together. And for my audience today, thank you for being with us. Thank you for listening to this powerful message that Allison has. And please don't be discouraged. Like she said, whatever you go through, make sure you redirect it to build something that is going to be lasting, long lasting, and do it with God. Redefine yourself and renew yourself, and keep going, keep strengthening your faith, and keep God with you on the process, because the obstacles are always there, the challenges are always there. But if God is for you, if God is carrying you, there's no way you can actually fail, and there's no way you're gonna stay on the floor. You're gonna go higher and higher. So that's an important message for you today. And the book is coming on the 23rd of June. So it's just few days from now. So get ready, and also follow Allison to see the next steps as far as the book is concerned, and how you can be part, because I call it a movement, how you can be part of the Unshakable Faith movement, and also get to look into our stories as a mirror for you to be able to to become the best version of yourself. So that's all we have today. And I will be back tomorrow, actually, because it's already first day for me. I will be back tomorrow for 2 episodes of the Greatness Engineering Hour show. We're gonna go to South Africa first, and just to give you a little bit of my guest will be Zoa. Zoa is an amazing storyteller, an amazing speaker, and she speak about leadership development, and she's been a 2-time Southern African Toastmaster champion and a TED speaker. So make sure you don't miss this one because she is just amazing. And I'm also going to have another co-author. So it's going to be Dr. Daphne Suarez, and she's going to talk about experience with Unshakable Faith, her own story. So don't miss out on this. And for me today, it's gonna be a good starting of my day after such a show. Is just something that's has really brought me all this positive energy, and I know that everybody around me is going to benefit from it. So thank you so much, Allison, for gracing, the platform of the Greatness Engineering Hour and bringing this positive energy and energizing us for the rest of the day. But it's just starting. You know that it's just starting. Like I said, the movement is just starting. So be part of it. We are we will be, so happy to welcome you. And don't miss out. Unshakable Faith is coming out on the 21st of June. So that's all we have for you today. And see you tomorrow, hopefully, to get more excitement and to listen to, other greatness engineering stories that I'm bringing to you. So don't go anywhere tomorrow. Plan and come and listen to us and talk to the champions that I bring to you. So thank you and see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.